we asked you what you guys wanted to see from this pre-show, because that's what we do, right? We're people pleasers.
We do things for you.
All the time. All the time. So much thought and
hours.
Love. The first thing we're going to talk about, requested by you, is where was the last time we saw some of our favorite characters, okay? First off, Jon Snow, Sansa. They just took back Winterfell, the Battle of the Bastards, maybe the best episode of Game of Thrones ever.
It's really hard to tell with those
with all of these episodes that are so great, you know. But that battle was fantastic.
It was great. There's something with Jon. I don't know, the fact that he didn't die.
I think it was that climb out of the pit, and then he just stared at Ramsay, and he just had that look like and then they started running after him. Oh yeah, that was great. So Jon Snow, Sansa, they're all back. The Knights of the Vale helped them out. We see a conversation take place on the castle wall of Winterfell, and it kind of led us to think that these two characters were really still not 100% in compliance with each other. Jon even talks about how they need to trust each other more, and how they needed to not keep secrets and to be honest, and now they're family, and this is what Dad would want, and all this stuff. In which you kind of see Sansa, and you're really unsure about all of this now.
I'm definitely not buying it. There's something going on specifically with Sansa. She wants the throne. She does. She
wants throne, and the thing is she's with somebody who she's kind of in debt with now, Littlefinger, who wants the throne. And he really wants it bad, doesn't he?
Yeah, I mean, he even sold Sansa to Ramsay.
Knowing, he acts like he didn't know. He was like, oh, I put the trust into a stranger. And it's like, no, fuck you, you're alive. There's no way. Which maybe even have led to a plan that didn't work out of him actually saving her from Ramsay in the long run. You know, maybe that's what's kind of the end plan there. You know, the only reason why the Knights of the Vale rode to that battle was because of Littlefinger saving her. You know, the little dude wouldn't have cared. He didn't give a fuck. He was like way too into like pigeons or something that day. He was like way too into the birds. He's like, yeah, dude, help my family, whatever. Yeah, exactly.
Don't throw one of our military leaders down the moon door.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So real weird situation. Yeah, that kid sucks.
He really
that whole like family's all fucked up. Yeah, really.
John Aaron was lucky for getting out of there.
Absolutely. So we'll have to see if that plays out, what that means for everybody, and we're gonna have to see if there is still this bitter connection between these not by blood family members, you know? It's like they are kind of, because now you know about like Lyanna Stark and stuff, but nobody believes that, you know? We all have a kind of a notion of, you know, you're my family, you know, these people are my family, but they weren't raised that way. Well, always going to have that disconnect, and we'll see if that fucks them up at the end. If Littlefinger gets a taste of that throne, that'll be pretty interesting, I think. Like you said, you think he'll get close. Maybe one of the last scenes you said of the show, even, you said.
I could see it.
Yeah, like a Gollum.
He started everything, you know.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. He is a little poisonous bitch. All right, now speaking of some fucked up families, let's get to one of the most fucked up families in all of Game of Thrones, and who is that?
Cersei and Jaime.
Absolutely, they are fucked up. It's weird. We like Jaime now.
Yeah, you never.
We hate Cersei, which is pretty much the same thing.
You'll love to hate her.
You love to hate her.
You love to hate her, especially after what she did at the end of season 6.
Who do you love to hate more, Joffrey or Cersei, or Ramsay?
Ramsay, I love to hate.
Yeah, you really love him.
There was something about him.
He was a piece of shit. He was just a terrible fucking person.
Yeah. Like he was like, oh, you thought Joffrey was bad? Yeah. You thought Joffrey was bad? You thought that Cersei was bad? Nah.
It was almost like that's what George R. R. Martin meant by I want to make a character as evil as Walter White. You know what I mean?
Almost.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Cersei just got the throne. Okay? Yeah. She blew up everybody.
Including Marjorie and Tyrell.
Yeah, which we didn't need. You know, great role. Great person.
Great a lot of things.
Let's take a moment. Okay, so she blows up the scepter. High Priest dead. Lancel dead. Marjorie dead. All these people dead. Wildfire. Were the resources depleted? We don't know. Is there more wildfire? We have no clue. So she is up in her little high nest watching everybody die. Her get her revenge. This nice green explosion, which we love. You know, it all started with Battle of Blackwater Bay. And then she goes to have some revenge on the bell tolling bitch. Can't remember her name. But
she doesn't need a name.
She doesn't need a name.
No.
Shame.
Yeah.
Shame. Yeah. Fuck her. Fuck her. Leaves the mountain with her to kind of fuck around and do whatever he wants. I mean, you know, the mountain was a known rapist and murderer, so you could only imagine what he did as a zombie to her. Real fucked up shit. We might even see her this season, which would be even more interesting, because she's like, I ain't gonna kill you right now, you're just gonna suffer. You know, so we might even see more of her suffering in this season, which would be interesting.
Yeah.
I would like that.
Let's see more of it.
The very last thing we see is her on that throne, and Jaime is looking at her.
Yeah.
What is Jaime's face?
He definitely doesn't look too content about the whole thing.
He looks very unhappy, really. Very like, oh no, this isn't what I really want. And this is probably going to end that relationship finally, huh?
Yep. Which, I mean, like, they should have had a relationship anyways.
Exactly.
But obviously we like Jaime, especially when he started going with Brienne of Tarth and everything.
He just became a much more humble person.
Yeah.
Got really grounded, got literally, knocked to his knees.
Lost a hand.
He lost a hand.
And then went back to that bitch.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, dumb.
Shouldn't
dumb.
have done that. Shouldn't have done
over the love of his kids, which was weird, which didn't pay off because all of your kids are dead now. Poison, and which even led to
the prophecy
Tommen.
came true.
Exactly.
Prophecy came
Which
true.
which all of this led to just Tommen killing himself, which is another big thing, Something that we were thinking before this. Did Tommen know that Cersei was in the sept? Did he think that she died along too and then he kind of killed himself? Or was it because the mountain came and stopped him, he knew that his mom kind of did this?
Something to do with it.
Which either
a final blow to my mom. Like,
exactly, like fuck you. It doesn't
go either way.
It doesn't take a smart person to see that Cersei's a bad person.
No.
You know what I mean? But really, that also questions how smart was Tommen. He didn't seem like the smartest guy either.
No,
neither
did Joffrey.
So who knows? Yeah. So who knows? Thing with Joffrey though, he would have just been a terrible, mean king that would have still ruled and not would have killed himself, like how you were saying.
No, wouldn't have done that.
Absolutely not.
Happen.
He loved himself. A character that we all love, not to hate, we love to love. She had a little bit of stalemate at the beginning of like season 5, didn't know exactly where her character was going. Mm-hmm. The Faceless Man really took her character to the next level, and that character is Arya.
Arya Stark.
Arya Stark. People naming their kids Arya because of it,
Yeah.
It's a good name.
I think it's a little too soon. We don't know exactly how her story is going to end.
Well, she's a mass murderer that's just killing people now and feeding their children to them, so that's what you named your kid.
Frey.
That's what you named your kid.
Not the best of ideas.
Yeah, not the best.
But it was great seeing her finally kill off Walder Frey. But like you were saying, feeding his own children to him. Like, was that necessary? Did you have to do that?
Yes.
Like,
yes. The answer is yes.
Did they really deserve it?
Walder Frey is just such a piece of shit.
But did the kids deserve it?
Probably not. Doesn't matter.
Probably not.
Doesn't matter, people. You don't care. You don't care.
Dude, Arya, listen, girl. Listen, I just don't know about this. I'm on your side, but when you start killing kids and feeding them to the parents, I just don't think that was quite necessary. But nonetheless, I'm still excited to see where she's going to turn around in season 7. I don't know if she's going to meet up with her other brothers and sisters, and even if they do meet up, I don't know what's going to happen there. I mean, are they going to realize that she's kind of a murderer? Sansa kind of wants to throw herself, and Jon just wants to be left the fuck alone.
He does. He's just like, God, I'm like just in this, I guess, to win this. It's like you brought me back. He's told Sansa before, if I die, don't resurrect me. It really seems like he just wants to protect the people from White Walkers, and I think he sees himself in a position to finally do that, and I think that's really his big gain from it. But with Arya, like we said, we see that darkness in her, and we'll see where that goes in season 7. The best part about it now is we're never going to know when we see Arya on screen. It's always going to be her being another character now. It is going to be someone. It's always going to be that shock value, which is really cool. They set up that character to always have that shock value now. The next time we see her, maybe she is just resting. Maybe she's on her way to Winterfell. Or maybe we see a character that we hated or that maybe we kind of liked or something.
We're dead.
And then all of a sudden, her just show up, rip a face off, I'm Arya, slice. And then you're like, oh, that's awesome, right? Even her first big death in the brothel house, was fantastic. Extremely gruesome. Maybe one of the more gruesome deaths of the show. So I'm really interested to see where she goes. Someone that could kind of tie this family together. You were saying you don't know all these different attributes, Arya, Sansa, Jon. Now, who can tie this, though? Bran. My boy Bran. Okay? He has the power to do all of this stuff,
We don't even know what all he can do.
Exactly.
We know he can look into the past.
Can he show people? Who knows? Because, that would be kind of something. Mm-hmm. That would be a really useful thing. Like, oh, hey, Sansa, maybe you should quit being shady. Let me show you who your brother is real quick. Let me show you some past about your father and his sister, And then bam, it kind of opens that door to a better way of thinking.
Yeah.
Will that happen? Who knows?
We don't know the extent of his abilities. We didn't even know the extent of the Three-Eyed Raven's abilities.
Exactly. There was great foreshadowing of the Three-Eyed Raven in the first season.
Yep.
I really enjoyed that, it was on the dragon skull, and it was like you were thinking about this raven, and you're just like, oh shit, you know, like what does this really have to do? And you realize that he is maybe the bread and butter of the whole universe of Westeros, which is fucking awesome. You know, last time we seen him, he just got discovered by the Night King. Everything that happened with Hodor happened. Sad death, very sad. They had a run from the Whites. They ended up in the forest. Long and behold, Benjen comes into play. We've been waiting for this character to come back, and he finally does. And he's like part White Walker. He didn't end up changing. They brought him back with Dragonglass, and then you're kind of thinking, so Dragonglass turns you into a White Walker, it kills White Walkers, and then it stops you from changing White Walkers.
It's like a Swiss Army knife, you know?
It really is, isn't it? God damn it.
Exactly.
It really is. Yeah. It's the Swiss Army knife of Westeros.
You can use it for anything. Anything at all.
You could probably open like a can of beans with it as well. You know, effortless though. Ooh, do you think it'd kill a dragon? Ooh, that'd be weird, right?
You never know.
Because I mean, the dragons make the glass, and that's totally how it is with dragon glass too. Makes no fucking sense. Let's make this make even less sense, and now it can kill dragons. Boom.
Why not?
Boom. I'm still saying though, mark my words, Bran's gonna be warging into a dragon pretty damn soon. Pretty damn soon. He's gonna warg. He's gonna be warging, and he's gonna be flying. It's gonna happen. The very last thing we see of Bran is him touching the God Tree. It is a very confirmation moment, something that didn't need to be at the end of the season, I felt like. We all kind of knew Jon Snow was a Targaryen. If you didn't, more power to you. If you never seen that coming, that was a great reveal. But if you did in any way, I mean, you don't have Facebook probably then, right?
Yeah, you're not on the internet.
Yeah, you don't have Facebook.
But I mean, lucky for no one, spoiling it for you.
He touches the tree, and that's the last thing you see. It cuts to a scene of Jon. Bam. That is Bran's story so far. Next, we have Tyrell and Dorne. Pretty much real quick, they meet up. Say, man, Cersei fucked us over. Everything really fucked us over. Varys walks in. Hey, how about some revenge with some fire and blood? And now you have to assume that they're behind Daenerys.
Yeah, you have a lot of strong female characters all riding to Westeros, kind of together.
Like a women's game of like, let's take the world over with women, which is cool because it's like something that doesn't happen a lot. You know what I mean? Like, sure, you have a strong female character.
Especially in that time.
But now it's like a band. Like the band's band. Like the band of sisters, not the band of brothers. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So
excited to see them.
And then Theon and his sister, the last people I want to get to. Last time we seen them, they made a deal with Daenerys. They brought all their ships that they stole from Euron, and also the people that believed in them. You know, that it's not just ships; it is actually all the people that pilot those ships,
which was a good amount.
You know, so kind of like another small army. You know, there was like a little flirting scene. You seen like that transition of power, how things are going. You know, with the gang of females, the female leads, and then you kind of feel a lot of hope from that scene, right?
Yeah.
You're like, oh, this is finally what Daenerys Targaryen needs.
Finally going to Westeros after 6 seasons. 6 seasons.
6. And then the last thing with Daenerys, we see her riding off to Westeros.
Boom.
Yep. Boom.